Okay, just a short video for parents, I guess, as much as for young students. Before you go out and spend a lot of money on equipment for drums, try this first. If it doesn't matter how old your child is, if 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, this is something that they can start doing right away. And it gives you the idea whether it's going to be something that they catch on to really, rather quickly. Drums, for the most part, for the music that most children and even adults listen to today, is quite simple. If you're right-handed, your right foot works the bass drum, which is your downbeat. Your left hand is going to be on the snare drum, which is your backbeat. You can get them started very simply just by doing this, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. The downbeat would be the 1 and the 3. The backbeat would be the 2 and the 4. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, what you're doing with your right hand, if you're right-handed, would be to split each of those counts into 2 parts. It's referred to as an eighth note ride, and all you're really doing is this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Getting those 3 things together at the same time presents problems for some and presents no problems for others. Some children are born to it right away. Others have to work on it a little bit. But everyone can do this if they spend a little time doing it and the parents understand what their children are trying to do. So what you're doing here would be 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add that count that we just did a minute ago, it would be this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now my right hand is going to do exactly what I'm just counting: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Just like that. Now this is the granddaddy of all rock and roll rhythms, and if you want to give your son or your daughter something to play to practice with, this Michael Jackson's Billie Jean would be the perfect song. If you listen to that, it has an intro with its just rhythm, drums, little bass, okay, before the guitar part comes in, and all that is that exact rhythm. It's just boom, bop, boom, bop. Okay, now as I said, this is for right-handed students. If your child happens to be left-handed, all you're going to do is do exactly the opposite. In other words, the left side would be the downbeat on the bass drum. The right side would be the backbeat on the snare drum. We're not going to work with the opposite foot right now because this is the best way to get started. It's a little easier and it keeps things less complicated. So if you're left-handed, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Left foot on the 1 and 3, right hand on the 2 and 4. Now, left hand is going to be doing that eighth note ride, which is that 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, like that. Just the reverse of right-handed players, okay? That's something to try first to see if your son, your daughter actually catches on to this quickly. And if they get to that point, they're doing basically 3 different things at the same time, which is not something everyone can do. So if that is something that's easy for them to have fun with it, you can take it a step further. Now I'm set up in front of the sofa here with some cushions, and I'm going to show you how to practice with sticks as far as without drums for the time being as well. So as I said, don't go out and buy a lot of expensive equipment until you kind of find out whether your son or your daughter really enjoys what they're doing. So I'll be right back, and I'm going to show you some things that you can do on the cushions on the sofa. And you can tap your feet the same way at the same time as you're playing on the cushions. Be right back. Okay, so taking it to the next step, all I've got is a couple of pillows set up on a small sofa love seat here. You can use chairs, you can use, when I was on the road touring, I would just sit alongside the bed in my room, practice on mattress with pillows on it, tap my feet to simulate the pedals, and practice. So this way I could keep, in shape as far as my playing goes without having to drag myself down to whatever club I was happening to play in at the time or practice rehearsal rooms. So really easy, very simple. Pillows arranged so that, one thing is, remember, kids love to make noise. Pillows kind of help in a lot of ways because it's less noise than other things, but you can still get different sounds out of them just by basically using different pillows. You can use a lot of different things, but pillows kind of help you guys too, the parents, because it keeps the noise down. So, say we have here, right? They can have a lot of fun doing this. It gives them the impression that they're moving from drum to drum. Also, with the rhythm that we just did a few minutes ago in a previous section of this video, where I was doing this with tapping the foot and I'm using my hands on my legs, we're going to transfer that to pillows using drumsticks. Drumsticks, very inexpensive, so these things are a little more expensive than others, but you can pick up a pair of drumsticks for anywhere from $4 to $5 for a student. And pillows, obviously, you already have. So, and it's just a matter of getting your child comfortable sitting in front of something, behind something, so this way they can practice. Now, the same thing that we did before, left hand for right-handed players, left hand snare drum, right foot bass drum. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. We add that eighth note count, which is that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And again, think Billie Jean. Okay, Michael Jackson. It's probably one of the most accessible songs, and it's a straight ahead rhythm. Just this, that's all there is to it. We add that eighth note count to your right hand. You can do it here, simulating a ride cymbal. All right, if you're right-handed, which would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom, bop, boom, bop, boom for the bass drum, bop for the snare drum. Sounds help too. You can do the cross-sticking pattern as if you had a hi-hat cymbal over here. You want to change the height a little bit, do it this way. So you can do it just like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Very easy way to set your child up for practice without getting very expensive. I'm not trying to talk people out of getting drums and equipment, but the first thing you should do is to see if your child is really going to enjoy doing this before you go out and spend a lot of money. And this is the easiest way to do that. Okay? Now, before I call this video done, left-handed, okay? Obviously, just reverse it. Take with this one over here, put this one over here. So the cross-sticking thing, you'd have the hi-hat over here. Left foot would be this one right here for your downbeat on the bass drum. Left hand would be playing the hi-hat, right hand would be playing the snare drum, so you'd have this. Same count. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. As I said earlier in that first segment, you're doing 3 different things at the same time. This will tell you if your child, son or daughter, has the ability and also has the fun, as they're doing this, to take it a step further. If they can do this, okay, then you got a really good start at it. If they can't do this, sometimes I've had students that have taken several weeks just to get these 3 things going, and don't be discouraged by that, and don't let them get discouraged. Just, encourage them, have them keep at it. If your son or your daughter is picking up things and banging on pots and pans or whatever they happen to be, using these days, you know that they're interested. So it's just a matter of getting them to the next step. That's all. Okay, my email will be somewhere in this video or at the bottom. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My website is there too. If you'd like to download any videos or music materials for drums, for piano, for guitar. Okay? Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.